Hi and welcome to Healthy Life Hacks. I'm Jefferies, the present-day wise woman, a realistic naturopath coming to you from the surfing beaches of Australia. This podcast is for those of you who are wanting to really rock your life and health and live from a place of prevention. Let's get into today's episode. Women over 50 need over 100 grams of protein per day. Why? Protein is an essential macronutrient that plays such an essential role in our overall health and well-being. However, as we age, there's an even bigger importance. So in this podcast, I'm going to dive into why and some of my favorite, actually the top 20 favorite sources of protein for me. Let's go. So the first one we actually need it for. We need it for promoting muscle. You know, I learned about the importance of keeping my muscle as I age decades ago when I studied as a naturopath. And one of the biggest reasons for me is I want to keep my muscle is so that I want to do things like prevent Alzheimer's. I want to make sure I've got enough muscle percentage, lean muscle percentage, to be able to squeeze all my blood vessels to pump the blood up to my brain, to make sure that my brain is constantly being oxygenated and just fed. So that's one. You know, protein, it's a building block for everything. It's a building block for our muscles. And consuming enough is just so vital of women of any age, but really particularly in women who are exercising and or not exercising much, even going for a walk. It's really important to make sure that we're getting enough so that our body can do things like repair damaged tissues, build that muscle, and just protect ourselves in general against things like muscle loss as we age. I see women who hit their 50s and 60s and that postmenopausal and perimenopausal, that they're finding it's harder for them to lose weight. They're gaining weight as they're aging. And when I really look at them and look at the diet, the very first glaring part that I see generally is two. One, they're not drinking enough water. That's one. The second is that they're not having enough protein to help them put on enough lean muscle. Now, the only way you're going to get your metabolism turned on is to have more muscle than fat. And so we've got to be doing things. And you don't have to go to the gym and flog yourself. That's not what it's about. But even with that incidental exercise, having the right amount of protein, and with most people, I know in all the latest anti-aging books, you know, Dr. Peter Attia and those kind of guys who are researching the research on what we need as we age, the big one, their numbers they're saying nowadays, as a naturopath, we've always said about 1.8 grams of protein per kilo of body weight is what you're aiming for. Now they're saying it's as high as 2.2 grams for our body to age well and retain lean muscle for so many benefits. It's 2.2 grams per kilo. So if you're 60 kilos, which used to be the average size woman, 60 kilos, that's 120 grams. It's big. That's a lot of protein, okay? And you can do it. I'm going to give you lists of some of my favorite proteins to see where you can do it. But it's huge. The other thing is that protein has a higher thermogenic effect than fats and carbs in our body. So it takes more energy to digest it, which is all part of how it starts working with metabolism as well. When your body is literally loaded with good quality protein, in balance, we still need fats and carbs. I just want to say that too. These diets, the keto things where you're just eating protein, I don't agree with it. And I've done whole podcasts on that. Okay. But we want to make sure we're having protein-rich foods even because it helps us to control our appetite. We are more satiated when we're having good feelings of fullness and everything when we are having the right balance of protein in our eating plans. For our hormones as well, adequate amounts of protein absolutely supports the synthesis of hormones, including things like estrogen, progesterone, and insulin. Super important. It's good for, it's what we use, or protein is the building blocks for things like hair, skin, and nails as well. Having your 100 grams of protein at least a day, also it's helping to supply those amino acids, the building blocks, to help the collagen synthesis, improve our skin elasticity as we age, and strengthen our hair, skin, and nails. So, it's not about, I don't think it's about aging well to look pretty or anything like that. I want to age strong, fit, and healthy so that my health span versus lifespan. Lifespan is where you can last for, plenty of time, live long, however, not live healthy. I focus on having a good health span And so really focusing on getting my 100 grams of protein a day is really important. So what are some of my favorite sources of protein? Now, I am vegetarian. So, well, I'm plant-based the majority of the time. We don't cook any kind of animal product of any description in our home. We don't. However, if we're out at a restaurant or something and there's nothing decent vegetarian, which is still a thing today, on the menu, we'll have something like some fish. So, yeah, we're pescatarian, I guess you want to say, but we definitely don't do anything animal-wise at home. So let's start. Fish is number one. Okay, so fish, you have something for a visual. Think about a half a salmon fillet. A classic kind of salmon fillet is about 120 grams. Gives you about 30.5 grams of protein. That's good. Okay, so, and again, in the old days, we used to say, in the past, we used to say that your body would take somewhere around 30, 35 grams of protein in a sitting. What they're finding nowadays is, in the latest research, is that your body can take in 40 to 50 grams of protein at a time. Okay, so it's actually easier than you think. So a half a salmon fillet can give you about 30 grams of protein. It's about 124 grams of fish. So check the size of your fish, okay? So it's basically just about 30%. Where something like cod, I grew up eating cod. I just did. That was the fish that was always available. And on a Friday, I go and have lunch with my dad, and we go down the river where we used to go when I was a kid, and I'll have a piece of cod with dad. So cod can give you 41 grams of a classic cod fillet, which is about 180 grams. Will give you about 41 grams of protein, right? If you're into shellfish, so things like prawns, Aussies love their prawns, shrimp, you call them in North America, you're going to get about 20 grams of protein per serving, which is about an 80 to 100 gram serving. Okay, so it depends on and that's shelled, of course, the amount of prawns that you're eating. Things like clams, if you're into those, I know things like the Kiwis love their clams, and so North Americans. So 3 ounces, which is about 85 grams, gives you about 21 grams of protein. So seafood is a nice way to go. Easy to digest, not heavy on your body. Seafood's one. Then you go into things like, chicken, half a chicken breast. So about 86 grams has got about 26.7 grams of protein. Okay, so depending on the size of your chicken breast you're having, you could be getting 30 or 40 grams of protein. All right, so have a look at the weights. Lean beef, 3 ounces. So again, about 85 grams of beef gives you about 24.6 grams. So if you're having a 100-gram steak, for instance, you'd be getting somewhere towards 28, 30 grams. And that's a lean beef source, obviously. So the leaner cuts like your eye fillets and stuff. Cottage cheese, a cup of cottage cheese, which is 226 grams, gives you about 28 grams. So cottage cheese is a really good option. Things like Greek yogurt. So Greek yogurt, 200 grams in a serving is going to give you about 20 grams, 19.9 grams in Greek yogurt. And just watch, going to low fat. I'm not a fan of low fat products. I'm not. Our body wants fat, but it wants it in balance with everything else. So just watch if you're going for things like the low-fat cottage cheese and low-fat yogurts, Greek yogurts. Read the labels, read the labels, please. Eggs, 1 large egg, which is about a 50-gram egg, provides about 6.3 grams. So the average egg that we eat in our house is about a 70-gram egg, and so we're getting about 8 grams of protein per egg. Cool. Peanut butter. A lot of people like to add peanut butter to things as a way to get protein, particularly if they're veggie as well. So an ounce, which is 30 grams, okay, which is like a heaped a heaped tablespoon. That will give you about 7 grams of protein, okay? So whether smooth or crunchy peanut butter, a heaped tablespoon gives you about 7 grams. It's not real high, but nuts and seeds aren't real high. Pumpkin seeds, a quarter of a cup, which is about 30 grams, is going to give you 8 grams. Lentils, 18 grams per cup, and a cup is classically a couple of 100 grams, or 226 is the exact measurement. Chickpeas, 15 grams of protein per cup. Black beans, 15 grams of protein per cup. And these are simple things that we put with our salads and meals day in, day out, and it all adds up easy. Tofu, 20 grams of protein per half a cup. That's good, but just watch that you're not having GMO tofus. That's there. I don't like GMO anything, and it's getting harder and harder to keep away from GMO foods. But yeah, 20 grams per half a cup is a really good amount of protein for tofu. Alice and I, my wife, we made the yummiest tofu dish last night. I went and harvested just shallots and garlic greens and all those kind of things. And I threw the tofu in that with some teriyaki sauce and a bucket load of chilies, chopped chilies, my cayenne chilies from the garden. And wow, what a dish. And we just put it alongside a scrambled egg. And it was such a flavoursome meal and loaded in protein, dead easy to digest. It was wonderful. Edamame, which is the soybeans, where you get them if you go to the Japanese restaurants and stuff like that, you'll see them in they're served in their shell. They've been boiled or steamed in their shell. So 17 grams of protein per cup, but that's shelled, not counting the weight of the shells as well. Hemp seeds, a lot of people are fans of hemp seeds nowadays, can be a rich source of omega-3s. You just got to watch that you're not heating it, because the omega-3s, they go, this is great for omega-3s. If you go and cook with it, heat it up, you're going to lose that. So 10 grams of protein per 3 tablespoons. Quinoa, I love quinoa salads. I'll eat that instead of rice a lot in summer as a salad base. So 8 grams of protein per cup, and that's cooked cup. Okay. Chia seeds. Chia is really popular nowadays. People have chia puddings and things like that for breakfast. 6 grams of protein per 2 tablespoons. It's still not a huge amount. Okay. Spinach, dark green veggies, 5 grams of protein per cooked cup. So almonds, nuts and seeds like almonds, 6 grams of protein for a quarter of a cup. Pistachios, about 5.73, a little bit less. And then cashews a little bit less, again, about 4.5 per ounce per 30 grams, which is a heaped tablespoon. So have a play with it. 100 grams of protein, if you really focus on doing that in your day-to-day eating plan, I promise you'll start to feel the change in your body. You will. So look what you're doing for breakfast. Look what you're doing. Yeah, morning tea. I'm a 1 or 2 eggs a day, boiled eggs. We always have a stash of boiled eggs in the fridge. Salads and things, black beans and lentils. If I'm going to make a pasta, I'll use red lentil pasta. I'm getting 20 grams just from the pasta without anything else I put to it. You can buy that in just the regular supermarkets nowadays. So if yes, you can do it you'll do it same easy if you're using meat, but if you are vegetarian or vegan, you can also pick up that 100 grams. It just takes a bit of focus to be mindful that the benefit is there for you to do it. Okay. We want to age strong, fit, and healthy. We do. And strong women totally stay young. So the place to start, your marker is at least 100 grams of protein per day. So if you want to go to the show notes and have a look at that list of all those foods and their protein amounts, head to the show notes are always at my website, which is www.healthylifehacks.com.au. Have fun eating more protein. Yeah. I want to thank you for being here today. If you enjoyed my podcast, please let me know by leaving a review on Apple Podcast. Every month, I draw one lucky person who leaves a review, have a free 1-hour consultation with me. Be sure to subscribe to the show wherever you're tuning in from so that you always catch the next episode. I welcome your emails, and you can write to me at podcast@healthylifehacks.com.au. Until next time, remember, when it comes to life, live it, love it, and get on with it.